most polite state, but I know you can be a loud state. Let's try that one more time. Hitting heights of up to 50 feet above our heads, Mike Pierce. Now this flyboard works very similarly to that jetovator. There's still 5,000 gallons of water each minute being pumped up that hose and out the boots on Mike's feet. That is what allows him to hit those heights of up to 50 feet above our heads. And if you watch carefully, Mike is controlling that flyboard with pretty much the use of just his feet. As he maneuvers that flyboard right and left, ladies and gentlemen, he can make that flyboard spin like an dolphin. Now, as I mentioned before, yes, I will be wet the whole time. This is our relatively dry. But as we move this way, you guys are going to be catching a little bit of spray from this point until the end of the show. If you guys want to get yourselves nice and soaked, come on over. You can line yourself up right along these red flags. If you are a child, please ask your adult for permission first. If you're an adult, you don't need permission. You just need to want to get that wet. All right, come on down. Mike's coming through and he's gonna soak ya.
Where are people at?
Now, for those of you that I directed to this side right before the show, now you see why I did that. I promise. I do have to remind him, dry. But, you know, he tries his best to listen. As long as we give him a good target. Now, I am going to ask Mike to do one of the most difficult stunts that any flyboarder can do out in an ocean or a lake where there is room for error. I'm going to make Mike do this in a pool. This is not a smart idea, and I do not recommend anyone ever try this at home. Because Mike is going to bring himself around, dip himself down into that water, and throw himself backwards. Now, why do I say this is so dangerous? Well, there's two reasons in a pool. The first one, anybody out there ever kinked their garden hose before? What happens to the water? Yeah, it stops. Same principle applies here, ladies and gentlemen. If that hose gets a kink in it, Mike's water will stop and he will drop 50 feet out of the sky. And even though there's about 4 feet maybe left of water in there, maybe, that does not stop it from hurting. So we have to pay very close attention that there are no kinks in that hose. And that is exactly what Mark is always keeping his eye on. So one more time, let's hear it for Mike Pierce! Now, I said there were two things that made this incredibly dangerous. The second one, Mike can't see anything when he's upside down. Yeah, they didn't tell me this when we first started this tour. Yeah, they left that off. And then one day Mike goes, wait, you know I can't see anything. There's spray and water everywhere and the whole pool is blue. What I see blue. And I went, so you have no clue where you are? No. He does not know where he is until he is around, upright, and just about to land. is Mark's responsibility to make sure he is landing in the pool and not out here. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Pierce! Coming on over here. I love that the weather is a little cooler today, but I do guarantee, yep. Hang on a second. Hey, Mark. Just keep low. We have a medical emergency. Thank you for letting me know that. We will keep this flight low for a minute. We want to make sure everybody's okay, right? Safety first. All right, now, I do want to let you know that this show could not be performed without every member of this team. I take a look at my husband out there on that jet ski, and I'm allowed to say that it doesn't look like he's doing much. But that's furthest from the truth. The actual truth is that Mark has that throttle in his hand. Mark is actually the one that is telling Mike how high he can go. He's keeping him low when needed. But most importantly, if anything actually were to go sideways, the only person that can throttle Mike and keep him in that pool before he hits this ground is Mark. Ladies